UW-Madison will be installing a new swimming pier on Lake Mendota near Memorial Union to replace that pier that collapsed last fall. In a report released today, the UW says back on September 4th of last year, a large group of people were on the pier when one of the legs buckled. Those on the pier fell into that shallow water. There were some minor injuries. Officials say the new pier will come with safety features like a lockable entrance gate and a maximum capacity sign. It's expected to be installed by early June.